Oh, goodness gracious. It is a wonderful thing to be a witch. And you know what, guys? I won't be here long. By the time I get done with this conversation, y'all probably will click on the link and I'll already not be live anymore. So let's talk about this. And this is one of the reasons why I'm going to tell y'all why I'm always so confident in what I do. I'm going to tell y'all why I do not worry about nothing. I swear to you. Because, even though, I mean, my God, yeah, it's not that witchcraft prevents you from having any problems, but some things are just obvious. So this person that I was speaking about earlier, and you guys can reference that video. A lot of you guys know who I'm talking about. Some of y'all don't. Some of y'all really don't care. You know. So she was over there streaming my show, and women really have to stop putting being catty to the side sometimes. You know, sometimes you have to take things a little bit more seriously. Okay. So, as a practitioner, I deal with some pretty bad energies and I remove really bad energies from my clients. It's just one of those things. I think every practitioner that does work for people understands that. And so, sitting here listening to this incredibly ignorant and childish person that I was talking about earlier. So, guess what this chick says? This chick says that when she came to my house, it was extremely filthy. Now, filthy is not the truth, okay? I do spiritual work out of my house. So, you know, I've been like right now, I've got stuff stockpiled in my bedroom because I've kind of outgrown my house a little bit. I need kind of a better setup, but my house is never filthy. However, I want to tell y'all something. When I initially started doing work for her, she had a death curse on her. It was really bad. This curse that this chick had on her was really bad. The moment I touched her work, I had to go into overdrive. I was dealing with so much already. And then to add her to my roster, which I found out that none of it was ever worth it. To add her to my roster was really bad. So yeah, you know what? Sometimes when we do work for y'all, it can cause things to be a little chaotic. It can cause things to be a little out of place in the home. Yep. You know what? That's the sacrifice that we make. And any practitioner, any real practitioner knows that. That's why a lot of the witches prefer to be married because typically when you're doing work for people, it's better to have somebody there to straighten up and make sure things are in order. You don't have to be. Now, I remember when her and this other chick came to my house, I was overwhelmed dealing with both of their bad energy. Because I am such a caring person, I made that sacrifice for them, for my house to be a little messy. Not only that, I was also dealing with other things. You know, my house might have been a little messy, but it was still filled with love. It wasn't filthy. That's a lie. I hate it when women do that. I absolutely hated it. You know what? If I had $1 for every time I have had to go to one of my friends' houses and just help her, you know, just help her kind of pick up and stuff, man, it's totally disgusting. Ignorant, stupid people that don't appreciate anything. Oh my God, how can you be so dense? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the things that happens. Ask any practitioner. I've taken on clients before, and then all of a sudden a moth will appear out of nowhere. Just like, or, just various things can happen in spirit, you know? When you go over to visit your friends and their house is a little messy, you help them pick it up, and that's exactly what they did. But then for you to come back, you know, how disgusting. And you know what? It was your fault. It was your bad energy, because basically the work that I had done, and you know what? They didn't even pay me for everything that needed to be done. You know what I'm saying? They got a cleanse. That was it. And then joined my Sabbath. So you got to cleanse and you join my Sabbaths. And I told you that more work was required. Now, some other things that came out a little bit later about these people. But when I initially started the work, I think that we met up maybe a couple of months after I had initially started doing the work. And we didn't meet up for a girls' weekend. That's a lie. We met up for a Sabbath. So that's a totally different thing. It was a Sabbath that they wanted to come to my house, and I was nice enough to allow them to come to visit me in my home. In fact, the second time one of them came back, she didn't want to leave. I find it very interesting, when you make the kind of sacrifices and really having like the work that I had to do for them, because I wasn't doing it for free, but it was just that their energy was so bad that it took a little while longer for me to clear it out of my house. So basically, they essentially came over and cleaned up their own mess. Ask any practitioner. And then also, here's what it's equivalent to. When I'm clearing bad spirits off of you, sometimes basically your bad spirits are renting a place in my house. That's why it has to be paid for until those spirits are successfully banished. That little area that it takes, whether or not y'all saw that ritual that I did, the one that I did this morning, it's a small space. It takes space up in my house. The energies that I had to clean off of this chick were so bad that they had her scattered. She did not want to pay for a curse reversal. So, what do I always tell y'all? Any of my current clients know this. If you can't afford to get your work done, join my Sabbath then. I always have some kind of backup. You know why? Because I am a nice person. I am a decent person, that I don't abandon people and leave them when they are in need. I don't do that to people. So I think it's hilarious that you would mention that you had to come over here and clean. In fact, it was discussed before they came. I said, "Listen, I've been dealing with this energy from your work that is pretty bad because I believe she was married to a Native American man. And I believe those people are still doing work on her. I don't know. I haven't gotten an update on her case. Normally, guys, another thing, your cases will not get discussed. I don't discuss client cases. I was forced to discuss these two clients because they decided to come back to social media and start telling lies on me. Hello, one EQ. Hi, sis. Yeah. Uh, it was discussed with you before you came. I was like, I'm tired. I'm dealing with a lot. You guys are welcome to come over. Oh, don't worry. We'll help you clean and da 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 da. So basically, what she did was she did my dishes for me. Okay. The negative energy that I dealt with for them, especially for her, it was mainly her bad energy, the one that was just discussing it. It's like, y'all need to know this, the like nobody, like it's not a sacrifice like somebody's gonna die. Like, I don't like my house being cluttered. My house can get very cluttered. What I need is like down here in Georgia is kind of unheard of to have a basement. But I did find a house that had like a finished basement and it was like the fireplace was in the basement. And so I think I'm gonna go look at that house because I think it would be more idea because I can put my office down there. Okay. And so like because I have a lot of spiritual items, a lot like deer antlers, cow skull, I mean it's just a lot. And my house is a little small. I didn't realize because my business grew. When you start investing in spiritual items, especially the bulky ones, you realize how much you've grown. And I have outgrown this house. I remember when she began to try to mess up the credibility of my company. I remember going through huh, going through not knowing, having uncertainty. You know, the same exact uncertainty. Excuse me, baby. I warm up my coffee, y'all. The same exact uncertainty that she had. Oh boy, how they forget. That's crazy. And I'm not. I'm just gonna tell you that God is good. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say is that God is good and God is good all the time. That's what I will say. But I do want y'all to know that. you know she knew that. And how can I just guys, I've never seen anything like it before in my life. Totally emotionally disconnected. Okay. And what surprises me is that she's a Libra. Libras are not normally like that. Libras are normally very loyal people. Libras are not usually like that. They are usually very, very understanding and good friends. They usually are. They're I mean, I say what I say about air signs, but Libras are a little bit different because they have that Venus connection and they're just very loving and they're very kind. Gemini air sign Geminis are like, and I love me some Geminis and some Virgos. And then, but the Aquariuses, they're just very eccentric and just out. I look at Aquarius as being out of this world. But anyway, just to let y'all know, there are some times when I will do work for y'all and I will have to, I'll just notice certain things. I'll notice that um, I'll notice that I need to wash the floors and I'll wash the floors and I have to throw salt down and I have to sweep. I have to do like a shaker sweep. Like there's a lot that goes into it. And they just so happen to have came over and visited me because I almost canceled on them. And I wish I would have. Something told me to cancel it. And I think I even tried to cancel it because I was like, you know what? I'm tired. I need to get. Oh, girl, don't worry. Oh my God, I love you. You're my sister. I love you. I don't care about that. I just want to hug you. I just want to see you. I just want to meet you, and you, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like first of all, if I have to do like a beef tongue for you, that beef tongue has to have somewhere to be. It's gonna either be in my altar room or in my garage or somewhere. And there are times, yes, there are cases to where it will make the house a little messy. It will. My house was not filthy. I do not keep a filthy house. A little cluttered, yes. Okay, and that's only been since, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, since I've been dealing with these two chicks and what they've been doing, and they will not get away with it. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm just letting y'all know. Because spirit, like, you know what made me go live again? My spirits. I sacrificed having that happen. That was the sacrifice that I made for them. I will not sacrifice anymore. I'm not, well, no, not for them. When I take y'all cases on, yes, you never know what will happen. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. Those were two of the worst cases that I have ever seen come across my desk. Two of the worst. It was awful. The what and you know what the crazy part about it was that there was no ancestors. They didn't, it was like they didn't really have ancestors, or either their ancestors, maybe there was a conflict of interest, maybe my spirits wouldn't let their ancestors help. So basically all of their bad energy, I was clearing it out, and when she offered, see, it was almost like, women are not dumb. So it was almost like she had an intuition that, yeah, because the moment they came over here, they said, don't worry, we're going to do everything. We're going to cook, we're going to clean. And so they knew that their bad spirits was, basically not even messing with me. It just kind of made the house a little messy. That was it. You know, crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm telling y'all. It is insane the way people don't appreciate anything. Yeah, that's the thing. I guess we're going to pretend, though, that no, you're just horrible. You're just a bad person. You're just da da da. You know what that is? I'm going to tell you. It's called a narcissistic person that cannot admit to their faults. Period. That's what that is. I've never had a narcissistic client. Never. You know what? Matter of fact, no wonder there are a lot of people that say that they won't do work on a narcissist. They won't do spiritual work on somebody narcissistic. I can see why. I can see why. It took me months and months after they visited even though how do you come and clean up your mess and you still leave bad energy? They brought so much bad energy over to my house. Awful. Okay. I'm not going to say that I'm never going to meet up with my clients again because I'm not going to let them ruin that for me, because there are a lot of you guys that are like, I'm going to tell y'all something. I have still managed to obtain some wonderful clients that y'all would never, and some of y'all are probably listening. All of my clients don't listen to YouTube, but yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. If you're doing work, and I wasn't even doing any black magic. I mean, there was a couple of times when she kept asking me, and see, that was another thing. She kept asking me for free spells. and then claim that somebody told her. And see, this is where that's a weak-minded person. Somebody told her, well, don't you think you're being taken or you're being had or something? No, I was because I trusted this person. I trusted this person. I allowed this person in my house. I did extra work for this person. And look at what they did. Okay. So, words to the wise. If you ever do work for somebody, you'll notice things like that. Or you can, you know how subtle it is. Like, I've done work for people, and then all of a sudden I've had fingerprints just show up that where Jacob couldn't even reach that area. It would just be fingerprints. And it's like that when it comes to spirit. And you know what? Clients are not always meant to understand that. Like, you guys are not going to always, you're not going to know about those kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? But this is the reality of doing work for people. I have had to sit here and just like scrub things off of the walls because it happens. And like, for some reason, I would say like within a month or two of starting work for the both of them, because I believe that um I can't even remember if I were dealing with them separately, and then somehow I don't know how we both got, how we all three came together, or how we, how that came about. But yeah, I would say within a month of doing the work, I realized that there was some energies that I needed to clear off of, out of my house. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I do sage. Yes, I do smudge my house. Yes, I do that. It was the continued speaking and talking. And here's what I want to tell you guys: whenever you're working with a practitioner, don't ever think, and I think that they just had an intention of doing that. They had an intention of continuously, it's almost like, it's almost like every negative thing, it was like they were throwing it at me to process it for them, right? And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, thinking that these chicks are my friends, and they're just kind of like literally taking advantage of me. So yeah, they like, no, I got taken advantage of. You know what? If I could go back and do it over again, when she called and asked me to help her get her house, I wish that I would have said, sure, I can help you get your house, but I need the money all up front. I can guarantee you that the situation would have turned out differently. I can guarantee you that she would have never gotten that house. And then she's lying and saying, first of all, how do you look up a Section 8 house? She looked up my house and it said it was Section 8. That's a lie. My house is not Section 8. I have had to struggle to pay my bills. I have rent to pay. Okay. My rent is now. Why would I lie about that? Why would you even be discussing that? Like, that's just, it's so disgusting and low lifery that, like, girl, bye. Okay. So, that's a lie. And so now they're going to try to act funny, as though getting a rental house is any different. It's still my leasehold estate, and you don't own the house that you're at. The bank owns it, right? So now they're trying to act all bougie and act like, oh well, it's disgusting. Okay, I'm going to chalk it up to this chick just being a disgusting excuse for a human being that used me, is what you did. Let's just put it like that, hon. Am I supposed to be embarrassed by that, or are you? But what do you think that you're embarrassing me? What do you think that you're trying to make me look some type of way? No, you look some type of way. You came for your, like like this. I'm gonna tell y'all something. In the 10 years almost that I have been in business, never has this happened to me until then, until them two. And I don't know what they thought. I don't know what they thought was going to come out of it. But you know what? You cannot be protected from karma. No, you cannot. You don't do people that way. Huh? So, and but yeah, I wanted to say that to y'all. Yeah, and here's another big thing is that sometimes when I open up that doorway to spirit, sometimes if I'm removing negative energy from y'all, it will be a smell. It will be like it'll be like this smell that sometimes you can smell bad spirits. It's kind of a part of our sixth sense that lets us know that there is a bad spirit there. Now, I don't expect for ignorant people like that to understand, but the things that she is doing and the things that she is saying, let me tell you something. I'm not going to sue you for the little bit that you have. Okay. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move on with my life. But I wanted to let y'all know that. Now, does that mean that, oh, I got to worry about death magic and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Those are things that I don't worry about. Trust me, I've dealt with like getting through and surviving them was the worst clients ever. The absolute worst that I've ever had in my life. Like, and you know what? I think it was mainly because they were both so sneaky and conniving as well. And I don't know what they thought. I don't know if these females thought, "Oh, I'm just going to dump all my crap on you, but I can promise that you won't get away with it." That is absolutely and utterly disgusting. Then and you know what? I realize that she's under peer pressure. That, by the way, all of the people that she's hanging around with terrorized her in the beginning. All of her friends, all of her friends that she's over there hanging around with, terrorized her in the beginning, dropped her documents, and stalked her. Yeah. So she wants to carry on this lie and this personification that, oh, I did this and that. Girl, you hanging with your enemies. What are you talking about? This is the and you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. She believes that those people are her friends and they care about her. Why? Why does she think that? She thinks that because of their race. That's so funny. Then she lied. She lies so much. It's so weak and codependent. I did not introduce her to anybody. I ain't introduced her to no man on here. That is not what it's so it's so sick. This person is so sick that I can't even deal with it anymore. I really can't. I don't want to go there with this chick anymore. You have a problem. And I don't know who you think you're talking about or who you're talking to, but you're going to have to deal with God. And God is good to me. Okay? So that's just it. And just to let all clients know in the future, these are the only two people ever in the world that has ever done this. I think they're very stupid. I think they're very dumb for them to do what they did. Because you're not going to have to deal with me, you're going to have to deal with spirit. And then also, they were called disrespect and Hecate. You're being disrespectful, very, very disrespectful. Yes, you are. You're being disrespectful, hon. You have no idea how this is going to pan out for you, and you cannot avoid it. That's all I got to say. Okay, because I believe that what she tried to do, and I've been saying this, and this is one, and I'm not going to go there because they get extremely angry when I speak the truth on this situation, is that they thought that they were going to steal my business from me. Because what they did was they began to immediately lie on me, kick it with those people, kick it with their own enemies. Now you see what they're going through, and they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. None of my clients are going to trust you. Nobody is going to trust you. People know they can trust me. People know for a fact they cannot trust you. And that's all it is to it. My trust is very important, and I will always hold on to it, and I will always keep it. And that's all it is to it. Yeah. I just it's not cool. It's not at all. And I didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve that. And I'm not even asking her to change. That's something that's between her and God. You heard me? That's between her and God. If she even believes in God, I don't believe that she does. You know what? I'm not going to say that I don't trust nobody that don't believe in God, because I actually have no problem with atheists. But that, because that's not a precursor for good or bad behavior. Just you're just a bad person is what she is. And probably got angry and mad because she had to come over here and clean up her own mess. And I told them that, I said, girl, I've been tired. I ain't really been able, because normally I would have my house immaculate. And we did clean it up. The three of us cleaned it up together. And it wasn't filthy or dirty. We just said it was not like that. You know what I'm saying? And for you to, and it just, it's totally ridiculous the way people can't just admit the truth. What's wrong with the truth? What's wrong with you being honest? You know why you can't be honest? You can't be honest because you're not an honest person. I'm an honest person. Anybody that is a human being knows that, you know what? Houses get messy. You clean it up. Sometimes things become a little bit unorganized. You clean it up. I've been dealing and dealing and dealing and dealing and dealing with this crud that they did. Just utter silliness. Utter silliness. Oh my goddess, I cannot believe it. You know what I'm saying? And they'll reap what they sow. Trust me. Because lying ain't going to stop the karma. Okay. And one of them called me, and I don't understand why. They keep saying something about, I don't murder people's parents with magic. I don't know where they're getting that from. That's so bizarre to me. Like, yeah, no, I don't do that. Like, I don't. Right. My house was not filthy at all. It was not. The litter box needed to be scooped. And old girl, for some reason, she sat right next to the litter box. I don't know why she sat next to my cat's litter box. If you sit next to a cat's litter box, you may smell something. Except for there's this one litter box deodorizer that is amazing, but it wasn't even that bad. She's just exaggerating. But yeah, I will admit, yeah. And they've been going around for the past 2 years acting really childish and immature. Oh, her house smelled like booty. No, you were smelling your stinking upper lip. That's what you were smelling, hon. You were smelling your own shit, is what you were smelling. Okay. But I will tell you that a lot of the time, us spiritualists, we do need support when it comes to cleaning. And, I think that usually, like, um, I think that because, I mean, there was a time when, I would have my cousin do it. I would hire her to clean up because I would be so busy. And so yeah, that's one of the things, like, and it's not about cleaning, it's about sanitizing as well spiritually, like, making sure, okay, add a little bit of this salt to the mop water, throw down a little bit of this salt and herb mix, before you sweep. Bada boom, bada bing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I wanted to say that I'm not going to discuss this anymore. I am done discussing this. And I just think that you're a crappy person, and I think that you lack appreciation, and you're going to learn the hard way. Nobody can stop that for you. Nobody can stop that for you. Okay. So, and I'm rid of their spirits now. Like, for some reason, she has been over there lighting candles, trying to send more of her bad energy over here. She can't send nothing over here. Just horrible. Okay. The first time in history and the last time in history that somebody will do that. It's not going to change the way that I treat my clients. It's not, you haven't changed anything. What did you think, that you were changing something? I guess she thought that she was going to be able to change something. You know what? I think it's also about the fact that I'm 5'4". Yeah, and just to remind you, I do have gypsy blood. Yes, I do. I am 5'4", and she is like 5'11" or 5'12". She's like almost 6 foot tall. For some reason, she thinks that she's stronger than me. For some reason, and I think that that has a lot to do with it. But girl, you're not stronger than my spirits. You're not. I don't have to fight with you. I don't have to fight with her. My spirits are gonna do all of it. They already did it. For you to come into the life of somebody that has a family, that has children, absolutely and utterly ridiculous. Instead of you, uplifting me and actually appreciating me, we had that discussion. I said, girl, I said, you got some pretty bad energy on you. You know what I'm saying? Because goodness gracious, and I even told her one day, I said, I'm smudging out the house and everything. You can definitely, all you got to do is smudge that stuff out. Anyway, I'm not worried about it. Like I said, for you to lie like that, lying is not going to do you any good. At this point, all you can do is be honest at this point. And if you want to continue to lie, that's fine with me. I don't need anybody for validation. I know the truth. I know what I did. Okay. I know the sacrifices that I made for you. So, yeah. And yeah, no, that's just all it is to it. Okay. So, yeah, like I said, you know, she could have ran into, oh my God, can you imagine if she'd ran into one of them? Can you imagine if she ran into one of them evil witches? Oh my God. Well, you know what? The Baba Yaga is one of my ancestors, baby. Okay. She already look, Baba Yaga told me already years ago, you my great, 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 great granddaughter. So it is what it is, hon. Anyway, I love you guys. Like I said earlier, I appreciate my clients that understand the sacrifices that I make for them. Okay. And you know what? I've gotten stronger as a witch since then. Of course, obviously, it's been 2 years since then. Okay. There are certain things that I do now that I wasn't doing back then. So things can change. Okay. And I feel like I've gotten better. I feel like I have perfected my craft a whole lot. But, a minor thing like doing dishes, and do you have any like it just it's ridiculous. It really is. I can't stand when people do that. I really can't. And as a woman, I need to do that to get attention from a man? Do I need to lie on somebody and speak dirt on somebody to get attention from friends, to get friends? No, I don't. I don't have to do that. I can keep it 100. I can keep it 100, and I can also uh just live a good life. I can live a good life, and a life of happiness and peace. Okay? And I'm so happy to have this person's chaotic energy away from me. Okay? Because essentially that was why I ended the friendship. Sometimes people like that, it seemed like to me the energy that I cleansed off of them, they kept going and getting more bad energy and kept going and getting more bad energy and just kept going. Like some people are just like that because you see the type of people that they hang out with. You see the kind of situations that they involve themselves with. I digress. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm out now. I'm out. That's all I had to say. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.